Suppers, everyone. Just a quick Car Chronicles moment as we talk about fasting. I know a lot of us completed fasting, or we came into the month of the new year, new me. I'm gonna do something different, right? Because you want to cleanse out your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit. Now, what I think a lot of us don't understand is our bodies hold a lot of trauma. So what I talk about on my podcast, or what I talk about here on For Your Journey, this platform, that I want us to recognize, when you are fasting, you're spiritually dumping weight off of you. You're spiritually allowing the weight to be removed. Think about it as a form of exercise. Think about it as a form of activity for your spirit man, right? So your spirit man had all that junk in itself, all of that depression, all of that debris, all of that buildup, all of that residue, and now it's time for you to get rid of it. So we go on a fast and we ask God to help us see things. We ask God to show us things. And when I'm saying show me to God, I'm asking him to show me about me. I'm so committed to my journey that I want to be locked into that so much, to where God is showing me things that somebody else, I know that it dwells within me too. Like, there's no way I could say, well, I can notice an attitude of somebody else and I don't have one. Sometimes I do have an attitude when I'm like, if I'm noticing it in somebody, it's probably in the more times because I have it at the moment, or I recognize it because I've already dealt with it. So we have to understand in those moments what God is showing. But God's going to show you when you fasting what he needs from you and what he's calling upon you to do. He's going to show you what and how he can come in to help you transform in that area of life. So during the fast for me, for the month of January, I did the whole month, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. some days. I was really led by spirit, but my hours were either 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but I did it for the full month of January. Now, there are some fasts where I just want to be completely, and from that it's 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. No food. Like, I was just drinking water or tea. Now, sometimes God will call me on a fast to do like a straight 3 to 4 days, or from 1 to 4 days of me just strictly just drinking water for the full time. So I'm building up my spirit, man, because y'all, we have to be for real. We out here struggling to pay for groceries. Now, I know that I'm not, like, groceries is high. There shouldn't be an $8 price on eggs. Like, when I just don't understand why milk and eggs and all of that other stuff is just so expensive. But I do understand that we live in a world that's, I don't know anymore. I be feeling like this is all for play. Like, I'm not about to continue to play with God like that. Like, we have to eat, but yet they're not supplying us things for us to be able to do that. So train your spirit man to be able to withstand and withhold things that you might be going through in this season. So more of my story for this is, fasting is an intimate relationship with God. Fasting is you building that spirit, your spiritual muscle. Fasting is you being able to allow God to communicate to you better. During this last fast, God spoke to me so boldly and clearly. I was shook. I'm like, oh my goodness. Now, I know I can hear the voice of the Lord. That's not something I've ever questioned. But this season, I was like, last month I was so like, my God, you are like literally in my ear. Like, I felt like he was right beside me. Like, he was right in the car with me. Like, me and him was having full-fledged conversations, and it was so much transformation and so much honesty and so much growth and so much healing and so much renewal that came from it. So much that I can't really put into words, because I was just like, what? And everything that he asked me to do, I did it. And I knew that it was of God, because God rewards, guys. Like, God rewards you of the work you do. Little do you know, God is going to reward you. Like, there's a such thing as same day pay. Okay? Like, I think I said in one of my videos a few months back, I was like, why do we wait to get paid? There's a Bible scripture in the Bible that talks about same day wages. So I never understood why we have to wait to get our money. That kind of goes against the Bible. But God has placed me on opportunities where I'm getting same day pay. And that could be like in, doing little courier businesses or whatever God asking me to do that day, I am being accommodated. I promise you guys. Wherever God sends you, he's going to accommodate you for it. Like, you just have to understand how he's rewarding you. And I'm also understanding why he's asking me not to be around certain things, not to go certain places, because there's things that I wanted to do, and I was ending up getting sick. I ended up not feeling good. I ended up having a whole moment of where I'm now realizing that meat is making me sick during that last fast. So I'm like, if meat is making me sick, I need to figure out why. Is it because I'm frying the meat? And mind you, let me not say meat because I only eat seafood, but that was something that I know that I have to give up on. But I'm okay with it because why? Because obedience is better than sacrifice. I'm not sacrificing it. I'm being obedient. Because I know that there's something better behind the next door. I know that I'm going to be healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally once I let it go. Now, for me, this is for my journey. Because I know the health blockages and the health barriers that's been placed in my life from the foremothers and fathers. I know how they didn't take good care of their health by eating improperly. Eating poorly and improperly. Like, I always stood for, I understand why we eating that pork stuff, right? But family gonna feed you what they want to feed you until you old enough to be like, okay, I don't want to eat this. And I also listen to kids now when they tell me that they don't like certain things. I don't really try to force them to eat stuff because I don't know what God is doing in them. Like, that's something I really have committed myself in this season of my life since 2020. I'm going to listen to my youth. I'm going to listen to what they telling me because God is really in with them until they decide to walk away. God is really with the children until they decide that they want to be led astray. So I listen to them when they give me insight and understanding and they give me clarity through God. So y'all, this message was morally to say, let's take our fasting lifestyle seriously because during the fasting, you're gaining closer relationship with God. You're building more trust. You're building more understanding. You're allowing him to guide you and lead you and mold you and cultivate your land and uproot and plant new things. You are getting that dead weight up out of your system. Y'all, I feel so much freer. I feel so much lighter in my mental. I feel so much lighter in my body. I feel so much lighter in my spirit, man. Like, I used to be in a slothful spirit a lot where I didn't want to do things. But I've been praying and asking God to remove that from me because I know I have things to do. I've been asking God to help me understand better, less emotions and more logic because I used to be, oh my God, I'm so hurt. Like, the spirit of offense will no longer be able to touch me because what am I offended by? Like, seriously, we have to start looking at things like that. If somebody is helping us on our journey, that's what we ask for. If somebody is correcting us on our journey, that's what God needs from us in that moment, to be better, to grow better, and to understand how he's working in us better. So, y'all, I challenge you to fast this month. I challenge you to at least do one day, maybe sun up to sundown. Let me know if you're interested because remember, I lead fasting for my community. I stopped doing it, but we're going to get back on it, y'all. We're going to get back on it. And I will let you know what day I choose this week so we can fast together. You guys stay amazing this month. Stay amazing and you guys have a great day.